Hello, this is Wednesdays and Thursdays notes. So open up that PDF and the guided notes are the first document. Your assignment is after that. We have to talk about the three forms of the equation. We want, general form, vertex form, and factored form. Looking right here at these definitions. Write them down real quick. Those being, general form is y equals ax squared plus bx plus c. This is what you used with the quadratic formula last week. Vertex form was Monday when we completed the square. Y equals a times x minus h squared plus k. That was on Monday when we said hk was the vertex and we completed the square. Factored form is what we looked at yesterday. Y equals a times x minus r sub 1, root 1, times x minus r sub 2, root 2. Notice that a is the same in all of these equations. They follow down, like a here and a here, in all of the forms of the equation. On the first set, we're asked to write each equation in factored form. Look at your factored form right up here. We're going to take each of these and write them in factored form. If you want to write in factored form, look back at what we did yesterday. We need to know the roots. The roots are the x-intercepts, or when you use the quadratic formula, find the solutions. You would find by graphing that the x-intercepts on this first one are at negative 1/3 and 3. I have an a value of 3, and I have a root 1 and a root 2 to fill into that formula. So my factored form equation is y equals 3 times x plus 1/3 times x minus 3. Minus. And it's done. In the second form, we're looking at vertex form for factored form. Well, here's a again, and graph it. Find the x-intercepts, just like you can with the other types of equations, and you will see the x-intercepts are at negative 3 and 1. I have root 1, negative 3, root 2, 1, and my leading value 4. I get an equation of y equals a, which is 4, times x plus 3 for root 1, times x minus 1 for root 2, and my factored form is done. In general form, look up at the top if you need. General form means we need to multiply this all out. We need to get that equation into y equals ax squared plus bx plus c. I need to multiply out x plus 1 squared. I need to FOIL this. Go over to the side to FOIL that out. Come over to the side and make x plus 1 squared, x plus 1 times x plus 1, and FOIL that out. Multiply x times everything and 1 times everything. If you do that in collect like terms, you get x squared plus 2x plus 1. My stylus is not working well. So I'm going to come back here. If I got x squared plus 2x plus 1 for this, I'm going to write that down, but still multiply it by 4. That becomes 4 times x squared plus 2x plus 1, and then the minus 16 on the end. Multiply 4 into everything. 4x squared plus 8x plus 4, minus 16 drops down. Collect like terms, and y is equal to 4x squared plus 8x minus 12. There's my general form. Just like above, to get into general form from factored form, this is factored form, I FOIL. I multiply it out. 2x times everything, negative 1 times everything. I get 2x squared plus 2x minus 1x minus 1. Collect like terms. y is equal to 2x squared plus 1x minus 1. General form. The last set is asking for vertex form. And vertex form, of course, you need the vertex. Find the vertex. Find the vertex by graphing, just like when we find the x-intercepts, we graph, we find the vertex by graphing. Of course, you can complete the square. You can do other methods, but finding the vertex by graphing will work for you here too. If you graph on this last problem, or second to last problem, and calculate, remember second trace is calculate the min, it's the bottom of the parabola. You find that you have a vertex at 3, negative 49. Let's remind vertex form. That's your graphing form. Y equals a times x minus h squared plus k, where a is your leading coefficient and hk are your vertex. To write that vertex form, y is equal to a, which is 1, times x minus 3 squared minus 49. There's your vertex form. Do the same thing on this last problem. Graph and find the vertex. You're going to see that the vertex is the max this time. It's the top of the parabola. And you get 3, 3 for the vertex when you graph it. I'm going to put negative 3 in for A, 3 for H, and 3 for K. My equation is y equals negative 3 times x minus 3 squared plus 3. That's how you convert each of the different forms into the others. So go through your assignment and match up how these look with the different problems in the assignment, and you have 2 days to complete that.